Hey guys, good morning. This is Mel. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing. So for today's video, pag-uusapan natin or I will be giving you a comprehensive guide on how to get house from acquired assets as a virtual assistant or freelancer. At ikukwento ko din sa inyo yung naging personal experience ko. Um, Tatalakayin ko din dito sa video na to ano yung eligibility at ano yung mga requirements, ano yung mga forms na dapat isubmit. So, without further ado, let's get started. Pag-ibig housing loan for virtual assistants or freelancer for acquired assets. First, let's talk about acquired assets. Ano nga ba yung acquired assets? Acquired asset is a property that's been foreclosed because the original owner who availed a Pag-ibig housing loan failed to pay their monthly amortizations. So, very straightforward. Ito yung mga property na nahatak or na-foreclose ni Pag-ibig kasi yung original na um, owner na nag-avail ng Pag-ibig housing loan, hindi na nila nabayaran yung monthly amortizations nila. Usually, kapag 3 months ka nang hindi nakabayad ng monthly amortization mo, i-review na yung bahay mo or yung property for foreclosure. So, it can be house and lot, it can be condominiums, or vacant lots. So, ito yung mga acquired assets na available kay Pag-ibig. What are the advantages of buying a foreclosed property? First, you can buy the property below market value. So, usually, mas mababa yung acquired assets kesa dun sa normal na market value ng property. And next is it's good for investment. For example, ay kukuha lang kayo ng bahay, na hindi nyo naman titirahan or for rental purposes ay maganda siyang investment kasi usually mas mababa yung monthly amortizations dahil nga makukuha nyo yung property below market value. And then, what are the disadvantages of buying a foreclosed property? Properties na under acquired asset shall be sold on as is, where is basis, which means that the bidder accepts the physical status of the property or the properties, including whether it's occupied or not. So, meron kasing mga properties sa acquired assets na dilapidated na yung house. So, minsan talaga sira-sira na siya. At may mga instances pa na yung property, kahit na foreclose na, yung may-ari, hindi siya umaalis, nakatira pa din dun sa property. So, it's still occupied. So, guys, it's very important na kapag bibili kayo ng acquired asset is for you to check the property first para makita nyo ano yung itsura ng property or kung may nakatira ba o wala. Kasi kapag, for example, may nakatira na dun sa bahay, hindi kayo na yung magpapaalis dun sa occupants or illegal occupants ng property. And then next, merong 3 stages or 3 categories ang acquired asset. First is yung first auction, fresh properties, ito at walang discount. It doesn't mean na bago yung property dito sa first auction. It only means na ito yung mga bahay or mga properties na kakahatak pa lang ni Pag-ibig. Next, meron yung second auction. So, sa first auction, pag may mga bahay dito na hindi na i-bid, mapupunta siya sa second auction. Sa second auction naman, dito ay may 30% discount na for cash buyers. And then lastly, yung negotiated sale, which is 45% discount na yung makukuha for cash buyers. So, itong mga properties na to, karaniwan salang-sala na o napagpilian na. Mostly din sa mga properties na to ay mga occupied properties. So, you can check it out. Now, the thing is, for first auction and second auction, kapag nanalo kayo sa bidding, you would have to pay 5% bid bond. Sa negotiated sale naman, you only have to pay, I think, 1,000 for the processing fee. And you don't have uh, to spend any money for like cash out. Hindi na kayo kailangan mag-cash out. Unlike for if you acquired the property on first auction and second option, dito ay kailangan kayo magbayad ng 5% bid bond. So eligibility. Sino ba yung mga eligible para mag-bid sa acquired assets at kumuha ng housing loan? First, dapat ay meron kayong 24 monthly contributions. So, guys, ngayong taon 2024, 400 pesos per month na ang contribution. If you're employed kasi, ang mangyayari is 200 pesos ang sa employer and then 200 pesos sa iyo. Pero since sa mga freelancers na kagaya natin, we are gonna pay the full amount of 400 pesos. I-shoulder natin siya. So, in my case, ako parang kulang ako ng 2 months para maging 24 monthly contributions. So, ang nangyari is pinalump sum sa akin yung 2 months. Nagbayad ako ng 800 pesos na lump sum para maging 24 monthly contributions yung aking pag-ibig. Also, the category on your Pag-ibig account should be individual payer since freelancers nga tayo, guys. So, dapat ganito yung naka-reflect dun sa inyong online account. Nakalagay, current employer, individual payer, dash self-employed, and then membership category, self-employed. Okay? So, next naman guys, forms to submit to bid. Ano ba yung mga forms na dapat nating isubmit kapag magbi-bid na tayo? First, meron kayong dalawang envelope na isasubmit. Yung first envelope is the registration form. You can get this form through the Pag-ibig website. And then, dun naman sa second envelope, separate envelope, dun mo ilalagay yung offer to bid form, dalawang copy nun, tapos photocopy of the bidder's valid ID with 3 specimen signature. Nandoon din sa Pag-ibig website kung ano yung mga IDs na ina-accept. And then, bidder's information form at yung proof of latest income for long-term installment mode of payment only. So, kapag 30 years or long-term yung i-avail nyo at hindi nyo siya ika-cash, kailangan nyo mag-provide ng latest income, just 1 month. So, pwede yung wise receipts, kung paano nyo nare-receive. Kasi ako, nare-receive ko yung payment sa akin ni client through wise. And then, yun, so nag-print out lang ako ng wise statement for the past month, 1 month. Tapos, nag-print out din ako ng bank statement reflecting yung wise transaction na yon. Also, nanghingi din pala ako sa employer ko ng certificate of employment. Hindi naman siya hinihingi, nakalagay lang proof of latest income pero in-include ko na din siya doon sa envelope. So again guys, 2 separate envelopes yung dadalhin nyo kapag ready na kayo mag-bid. One is yung registration form and then the other one is the offer to bid and all the other requirements that I mentioned earlier. Tapos, should the bidder be unable to submit their bid offer in person, the bidder may designate their authorized representative provided they shall present the following documents. For individual bidder, kailangan may notarized special power of attorney together with one government-issued ID of the bidder and authorized representative with 3 specimen signature. Note, in case the bidder is an OFW, the special power of attorney shall be duly certified and authenticated by the Philippine Embassy or Consulate in the country where the bidder is assigned or working. So, where to find Pag-ibig acquired assets? You will be able to find it sa www.pagibigfund.gov.ph/acquiredassets.html. So, Ito yung website ni Pag-ibig where you can find yung mga acquired assets na available for bidding. So, pag-ibig.gov.ph, tapos click nyo lang itong part na to which is properties for sale. And then, scroll down lang kayo, makikita nyo dito, list of properties for sale. Click nyo lang yan. And then, dito, makikita nyo na yung ang sinabi ko kanina, dun sa first part, meron yung properties with no discount, first auction, properties up to 30% discount, second auction, at yung negotiated sale na may 45% discount. So, for this example, punta lang tayo dito sa first auction. Tapos makikita nyo naman dito yung mga business centers, Calamba, Cebu, Davao, NCR. So for me, since yung property na binid ko is nasa Cavite, ang tiningnan ko ay yung sa NCR. Tapos click nyo lang itong C-list. Pag click nyo yan, mararoute kayo dito sa PDF file. Dito sa may PDF file, makikita nyo for first public auction, invitation to bid, yung date, tapos makikita nyo yung tranche number, yung areas na meron dito sa tranche na to, at yung period of acceptance of bid offer, kailan kayo pwedeng mag-bid at kailan i-open yung winning bid. Tapos may general guidelines dito guys. I would suggest basahin nyo yan. Tapos dito makikita nyo na yung mga properties na available. So this one, makikita nyo dito kung anong klaseng property siya, saan siya located. For example, condominium, Metro Manila, lot only, Cavite, Laguna, Metro Manila, and Rizal. Pwede kayong mag-control if you want to go to a specific location. Like for example, sa Cavite, you can put Imus, General TS, Naik, para dun kayo mapunta agad sa mga properties na available dun sa specific location na yon. Tapos dito makikita nyo din yung property number. Ito siya, property number. Yung property location, ito yung address, type, TCT or CCT number for tax declaration, kung ilan, gaano kalaki yung lot area, yung floor area, magkano yung minimum bid price, at yung required na monthly income para makapag-bid kayo, and then the marks dun sa property kung occupied or unoccupied. Like I said earlier, guys, I would still suggest for you to go to the property para malaman yung tunay na status ng property kasi sometimes, nakalagay dito unoccupied, pero pag pumunta kayo sa property, occupied pala. Tsaka para malaman nyo rin kung dilapidated na ba yung bahay o, kasi sometimes, makikita nyo siya yung labas ng bahay para makita nyo kung may mga dapat bang ipagawa. So, yun guys. And then, if you scroll down after nitong lahat ng mga information about sa mga bahay na pwede nyong i-bid, makikita nyo dito yung instruction to bidders. Please read through this, guys, para malaman nyo din ano yung mga requirements na kailangan nyo. Nandito din siya, guys. And then, ito pala, need nyo din tong i-print out, instruction to bidders, at kailangan nyo din siyang i-sign. Kailangan nyo to ilagay doon sa isang envelope. So, ito yung registration form. Ito yung sinasabi ko kanina sa isang envelope, white envelope, kailangan meron kayong registration form. And then, dalawang copy ng registration form. And then, sa separate envelope, doon nakasama yung instruction to bidders, ito, na pirmahan nyo. Tapos, yung offer to bid, titingnan nyo dapat yung offer to bid form nyo is for individual bidder. Dalawang copy din ito ang kailangan nyo i-print out. Tapos, ito naman yung bidder's information form. Please note, dapat block letters or kailangan lahat capitalized kapag nag-fill out kayo ng form na to. And then, yun guys. Tapos, sunod na ay yung, ito kung kailangan nyo ng representative to submit it for you. Ito yung special power of attorney form na available din dito. So, ayan guys. That's it. Meron ditong mga sample loan calculator, then dun sa huling page ng Pag-ibig, acquired assets na PDF file. So, dito naman sa part ng video na to ay i-share ko sa inyo yung timeline at naging personal experience ko sa pagbibid through acquired assets.
June 24, nag-submit kami ng offer to bid para sa dalawang properties.
And then, July 1, yung opening of winners. July 4, nakatanggap kami ng text message advising us na we won. Yung 2 properties na binid namin, parehos namin siyang napanalunan. Tapos dun sa offer to bid form, dalawang phone number yung nilagay ko doon. Phone number ko, tas phone number ng asawa ko. Parehas na phone number, naka-receive kami ng text message advising us na nga na we won yung 2 properties na binid namin. Tapos, July 9, we went to Pag-ibig Ayala Malls at nagbayad kami ng 5% bid bond. Itong date nga pala kung kailan kayo pupunta ng Pag-ibig, makikita nyo siya dun sa Pag-ibig website. Kung kailan kayo dapat pumunta. Kailangan kung ano yung date na nakalagay doon, yun yung date kung kailan kayo pupunta doon sa Pag-ibig para ma-make sure na ma-entertain kayo. Tapos yun nga, dala-dala na namin yung 5% bid bond. At nag-submit na rin kami ng requirements dun sa same day na yon. Ano yung mga requirements for virtual assistant na dala-dala ko? First is yung photocopy of my valid ID with 3 specimen signature. Valid ID na ginamit ko is my driver's license. I would suggest mag-print out kayo ng marami nito kasi may doon pagpunta nyo doon, maraming beses nyo siyang kakailanganin. So, mag-print kayo or magpa-photocopy kayo. Mga siguro 4 na kopya ng valid ID with 3 specimen signature. Next is yung duly accomplished bidder's information. So, 2 kopya din nito. Tapos, 1 year wise receipts. Prinin ko yan. Tapos, notarized certificate of employment. Nanghingi ako ng certificate of employment sa employer ko. Tapos, pinanotaryo ko siya sa abogado. Mga 100 pesos lang ang nagastos ko para sa 2 kopya. Notarized copy of the certificate of employment. At next is yung 1 year bank statement. So, since sa Wise ko natatanggap yung salary ko, tapos from Wise sa GCash, yung GCash statements, yung print out ko. Tapos dun sa GCash, hinighlight ko lang yung mga salary na pumapasok sa akin. Kasi syempre, di ba, pag GCash, marami kang transaction na ginagawa. You usually use it to pay yung mga bills mo or, you do online payment transactions or Shopee, Lazada. So, para hindi nakakalito at ma-distinguish nila ano ba yung mga pumapasok from my employer at para ma-counter-check din nila dun sa mga wise receipts ko is hinighlight ko na lang siya using Stabilo. So, yun guys. And then, yung 5% bid bond, yung property na napili namin is binid ko siya for 1.6 million. So, yung 5% nun is around 80,000. And then, same day, may mga binayaran din kaming other fees, like may processing fee worth of 2,000 pesos, advance 1 year insurance premium, yung SRI na tinatawag nila. Ito yung klase ng insurance para just in case, may mangyari sa atin na naglo-loan is mapu-fully paid yung bahay. Documentary stamp na 200 pesos at yung non-life insurance for flood or fire, 2,700, 2,676. So, all in all, guys, mga tansya ko, mga nasa almost 90K din yung binayaran ko dun sa Pag-ibig para dun sa 5% bid bond at yung other fees. Tapos after nun, so umuwi na kami. Nung July 12, my client received an email confirming if ano ba talaga ako, employee ba nila talaga ako. And then, At the same time, nakareceive rin ako ng email for home validation. Kasi usually, yung pag-ibig ginagawa nila is nagki-credit investigation sila or credit check, CI. They usually go to the house, you know. Pero in my case, imbes na pumunta sila sa bahay, yung home-based validation na ginawa nila is inad ako ng isang representative sa Facebook, tapos parang virtually na lang siya nag-validate ng mga information na nilagay ko dun sa employment information na sinubmit ko sa kanila. So, ganito yung itsura nung email na na-receive ko. And then, July 15th, ito na yon, na pag-ibig representative added me on Facebook and called me through Messenger for home validation. Doon sa home validation, uh, parang nag-share screen lang ako, pinakita ko kung saan ako nagla-login, ano yung mga tools na ginagamit, paano tumatakbo yung araw ko bilang isang virtual assistant, so something like that. And then, nung July 18, the loan has been approved and it's under review for the documents. Tapos, July 26, naka-receive ako ng email letting me know that we are approved of the loan and to come back for contract signing na. Tapos, July 29, yun na yung contract signing. So, nung after ng contract signing, may mga documents na binigay sa amin. Ito bali 5 documents yung binigay sa amin for contract signing. Kasama na yung susi ng bahay. First is yung authority to move in, tapos notice of approval of sale, notice of installment due, which is nakalagay doon kung magkano yung monthly amortization mo at kung kailan yung due date, at magkano yung mapupunta sa principal and interest, magkano yung mapupunta sa insurance, you know, yun, yung mga information. And then, next is yung photocopy of transfer of certificate of title. So, dito sa transfer of certificate of title, ang nakalagay pa din dito is yung original um, nag-loan ng property. Matatransfer lang to after mo na mabayaran ng buo sa pag-ibig. And then, yung deed of conditional sale. So, nakastipulate dito sa deed of conditional sale yung um, mga information kung anong kung nasaan yung property, tapos mga terms and conditions, general provisions, payment of taxes, occupancy and possession. Tapos after nun, pwede nyo nang i-open yung property, bibigyan kayo ng susi ng pag-ibig. Tapos pwede nyo na siyang lipatan agad. So, ayun guys, hopefully nakatulong tong video na to sa inyo. If you have any clarifications or questions, feel free na ilagay sa comment section and I'll try to answer as much as I can. Thank you guys. I hope you have a great day. Stay safe out there and God bless you everyone. Bye-bye.